Hello everyone, how are you there? I hope you are in good condition and always healthy. Beforehand, allow us to get acquainted first.
My name is Kinanti.
My name is Laura.
Hello everyone, my name is Maulida Audia Firdaus.
Hello, my name is Widya.
We would like to introduce some traditional games from Indonesia for all of you. Take a good look and let's see.
Keep our fort. Don't let us be attacked by opponents. Maybe we have heard that scream or we have said it while playing one of the traditional children's games called bentengan. As the name suggests, bentengan or fortification is a game that keeps the commitment of the players to maintain their fort or benteng and try to destroy the opponent's fort without being attacked by the opponents directly. This game of bentengan is usually carried out at least by two equal groups. Objects that are used as a benteng are usually large trees or pillars that are around the house. This game does require a mature strategy in defense and attack. Cooperation between members and the speed of movement is very influential in achieving victory. If before that was guarding the fort, now there is a game that must maintain balance. Have you ever seen a group of kids draw a patch on the street with chalk and jump over each one? If so, then they are playing Engklek or the hopscotch game. Did you know Engklek is a game for a group of children who have to jump over each square made with one foot? Of course, this game has challenges and stages that test the physical abilities of children. One of them is balance. In Indonesia, not all regions call this game as Engklek. This game, inspired by ancient Roman military training, is often also called Dampu Bulan, Marsiteka for North Sumatran, or Sikidoka for NTT people.
Egrang. Egrang is a traditional Indonesian game originating from Lampung, South Sumatra. Egrang are also classified as a traditional sport. Egrang use two pairs of long bamboo sticks which are placed as footrest. How to play Egrang is basically quite simple. Egrang are played by climbing the bamboo stick and then the players have to walk using the Egrang feet. Even though it looks easy, it is quite difficult to do because the players must have good balance to be able to walk without falling while climbing the bamboo stick. Although originating from Lampung, Egrang can also be found in other areas in Indonesia. For example, in West Sumatra, Egrang are known as tengkak or limb, and in Bengkulu, Egrang are known as ingkau or bamboo shoes. Cublak-cublak suweng. Cublak-cublak suweng is a traditional game in Indonesia originating from Central Java. This game can be played with a minimum of 3 players where one player bends and face down with his eyes closed. Then, the other players put their hands on the back of the bent player and then move the pebble in their grip to the other players while singing the Cublak-cublak suweng song. After the Cublak-cublak suweng song is finished, one of the players who moved the pebble must hide the object. Meanwhile, the player who was bending must guess which of the players is holding or hiding the pebble.
Congklak. Congklak is an ancient traditional game in Indonesia. Congklak is known by various names. Congklak itself is developing terms for this traditional game in Sumatra. In Java, this game is known as dakon. Meanwhile, in Lampung, this game is popularly known as slow top. Meanwhile, in Sulawesi, the game is called megalesing. The congklak game can be played by men or women, but generally, the game of congklak is played by girls, especially children aged 6 to 12 years. Congklak game procedures. 1. Congklak is played by two people facing each other using board made of wood or plastic. The size of the board is approximately 40 to 50 centimeters. 2. The board contains 14 small holes facing each other and large hole on either side, right and left. 3. Each game is divided into 7 holes and 1 big hole. 4. Each small hole is filled with 5 to 7 shells or sapodilla seeds, while the large holes are left empty. The big hole is considered the game's start shade. 5. The way to play is that these two players take turns choosing one of their small holes. Then the seeds in the hole are moved one by one to another hole clockwise until the seed in your grip run out. 6. The game will end when the seed in all the small holes are empty and moved to the big hole. The winner is determined by the high numbers of seeds in each player is big hole. Jumping rope. Jumping rope is traditional game that uses rubber bands as a playing medium. Rubber bands are combined using a technique called contact. The rubber band that has been tied into a long rope then becomes a long rope. After that, then the jump rope game can be played. This jump rope game usually followed by boys and girls. Here how to play jump rope using rubber bands. 1. Jumping rope cannot be played alone. You can invite your friends to play jump rope. 2. Before playing, do home pimpa to determine who plays first and who is in charge of holding the rope. 3. The height of the rope is adjusted according to the level. First, the game begins with a rope at waist level. If you manage to get up to the navel and back up to chest level. 4. Once at a chest level, the height begins to be difficult for the player. He must jump over the rope at ear level, then at hip level. 5. If a tangle in the rope, it means that the player stops and switches position with the next player. 6. Usually the jump rope game is also favored with all the rubber bands game since as rainbow. 7. In a rainbow, the two players holding the rope will spin around, while the other players enter the rope vortex area while jumping around.
Since the Middle Ages, marbles games have existed and are often played by aristocrats and nobles. This game is not only famous among our people, even in the country of origin of Azeris, France. This game is very popular and they call it petang. A typical Betawi children's game known in the Marunda area North Jakarta. This game is usually played by boys aged around 7 to 12 years and is played in an open area. The minimum number of players is 2 people. Gundu means marbles or knacker, which is a round object made of glass or porcelain. The players throw marbles as their game in turn. The marbles that are closer to the available hole must expel the opponent's marbles. For the opponent whose marbles have been driven far away, to insert the marbles into the hole, you have to shove the marbles using your index finger. He gives the opportunity to take his marbles 3 times, and if in 3 times he can put his marbles in the hole, then the next player is allowed to throw his marbles away. If he experiences 5 times being kicked out by the opponent, then he is declared a loser. The origin of Gobak Sodor as a well-known traditional game in Indonesia. It turns out that Gobak Sodor is not from Indonesia. A number of Dutch literature mentions that the word Gobak Sodor was taken from go back through the door, which means to penetrate the door. The mention comes from Indonesians who find it difficult to pronounce in foreign language, so that it becomes Gobak Sodor. There are other facts about this game, one of which is that Gobak Sodor means moving freely using a spear. Gobak means moving freely and Sodor means a spear. This description is because in the past of the soldiers used to play a game called Sodoran to practice spear fighting skill. How to play Gobak Sodor? This game consists of 2 teams where each team has 3 to 10 people with an equal number of members. The next step is to prepare a rectangular field or land which is divided into 6. Marking lines can be made with chalk or Dutch tape. The 2 teams that took part in the match acted as the guard team and the attack team. The game, each dividing line has a guard player. The team whose duty is to keep the line, they will hinder the opposing team trying to cross the predetermined boundary line. Meanwhile, a team that works on a vertical line, usually one person, he has access to entire vertical line which is located in the middle of the field. Meanwhile, the attacking team will send their players one by one to get past the guards on each line. If the opponent is touched by the linesman, then they take turns being the linesman. The winner is determined by how many players pass the line keeper.
From the explanation of the video, finally we can find out about traditional Indonesian games.
Hopefully, with this video, we can continue to preserve Indonesian culture and introduce it to the world. That's all from us. See you all soon.